Now we are very proud today in DAMS we have with us Dr. Burhan Salim, rank 20 in the November AIIMS exam. He's a DAMS Solapur DAMS Sky student, and we are very proud of his achievement. And I have with me him with me today so that we can interact and give you some insight into what goes into a mind of a topper. And I want to together with you, and today we'll look at how he actually approached himself. So I'll start off by congratulating him again,
Thank you,
and
sir.
I'll ask him a few questions about how is he feeling right now.
Amazing, sir. The feeling is I cannot describe it. It is like being on top of the world, getting everything you want.
What do you want? What branch are you aiming at in AIIMS?
Sir, orthopedics is my first preference.
Surgical side
Yes,
are
a
you looking
surgical
at?
side.
Great, great. And when did you start preparing for your PG entrance exam?
Sir, preparation as early as is better. I started in my second first prof only. Some of my seniors guided me through getting through it. But finally, it was this year that made the most the biggest difference was this year only.
We recently opened in Solapur.
Solapur,
And
yes,
okay.
yes, sir. That
So,
made a very big difference.
what do you think were the key take-home messages for students who are preparing for AIIMS? Because what I feel personally is that in the last 2 years in AIIMS, they have reduced the number of repeat questions a lot,
Yes, sir, yes,
and
sir.
they have increased the number of visuals and number of integrated questions. Do you
Yes,
feel?
yes, sir, yes, sir. The questions were very integrated. Matlab, they were not a simple question and answer format. They were most of them were a two-level questions that you
Okay.
have
So
to.
can you explain what do you mean by a two-level question to
So,
the audience?
yeah, by a two-level question, I mean that there were certain questions. For example, a question of micro, which had a photo of whipworm.
Okay.
We were asked that we were not given that it was a whipworm, and we were put there were photos, and then there was asked what is true about it. So this is how I feel is a two-level question. That first you have to recognize that it is a whipworm, and then you have to answer true about it.
So probably with the visual angle added to it, so first step becomes that you identify, and
Yes,
the
yes.
second step becomes that you answer the question that
You
if
know
you
about
identify
it.
wrongly, then even if you know,
It's
you are not able to answer.
yes, it's
Okay.
not.
So that's a very key take-home message that he wants you to take with you today. So what do you feel with NEET also coming into picture and AIIMS exam? Do you feel a similarity between these two exams now that even NEET has a good number of visuals?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This NEET had a good number of visuals, and in fact, the ideology of students that NEET is a more fact-based question is not true. That is what I feel, because after giving this year's NEET, I don't feel that it was more of a fact-based question paper. It was more uh, mix of everything. Matlab, you cannot per se say that you have to do this to get through it. It was a very good balance of every.
Any subjects that you feel that anybody who's preparing for AIIMS exam should focus on more?
So
Anything?
first year and second year, you have to be
Okay.
very, very good at it.
Well,
And
I feel personally that what I've seen in the last 2 years is that AIIMS paper are more pre-paraclinical
yes,
focused,
sir,
and
yes, sir.
the other exams like NEET, All India, like they're more focused towards the clinical
Clinical
side.
subject.
Okay.
So even in AIMS, the clinical questions were more in the emergency situations uh, and management of that, rather than just the facts about the clinical.
Did you attend the DAMS DVT session?
Yes, sir. It
So
was.
did you have any same images in your
Yes,
exam?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
The images showed in pathology were quite same. Most of the images, even what we were told in DVT, not only the images, even what we were told in DVT helped us to recollect and answer the questions there.
For the viewers who are not aware of it, DVT is a revision session that we conduct every year with prime focus on the visuals, and the quick revision of the subject is
Yes,
our
yes.
focus on that. Did you give DAM CBT?
Yes, sir. I gave DAM
And
CBT.
what was your rank in the
So
CBT
my
exam?
rank was 90. I was a
90.
90.
So, do you feel that gave you the confidence that you can actually do in a country
Yeah.
level exam top 100, and
Yes,
that
sir.
gave you
Yes.
the confidence?
Yes, sir. CBT's rank was very pivotal change in the last 1 month or so before the exam, because that is when I actually realized that it was possible to crack an exam like AIMS after coming 19 and all India level mock test type of situation where
But
the
I feel that now that with the kind of exams that are happening today, I feel even a student in final year or third year should write that damn CBT.
yes
And
sir.
if he can get a good rank, that will give him so much confidence that he can
Ha,
actually study for
more
central exams.
yes
I
sir.
feel that. And another thing that I feel is that giving the exam in the real setting of the exam helps you accustomed to the
Yes, sir,
setting.
that is very important. The even our centers of CBT were the same centers that NEET uses for exams. So the whole setup was so similar that we before the exam we had an idea that what happens and what does not happen on the D day
No,
per
the
se.
reason we do the CBT is because I've seen students, some of the students, when they are in the medical college, they are not as comfortable with a computer-based test as with a pen and paper.
Yes, sir.
So if they do not give the exam in the real scenario, I've seen people, they panic
On the
on the day of the exam because
yes, sir.
there are, some, differences that you can mark question for review,
Yeah,
which you cannot do in a paper exam.
paper.
But, when you do not practice on computers, you
Tend to do it
tend to do
wrong
it wrong.
on that day.
So, do you feel that the engagement that you had with the teachers through the Facebook group, through the satellite classes,
Classes.
through the online tests, GT videos, and maybe DVT, do you feel that engagement did you ever feel the need that, okay, in this center, because you were in Solapur,
Yes, sir.
and students in Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, they could get a face-to-face classroom, and you had a satellite classroom with you.
Yes.
Do you feel any disadvantage to you in that?
No, sir. I don't feel that there is any disadvantage to satellite students because, in fact, I feel that it is an advantage to be a satellite student. But, sir, the interactions were very easy. You could at any moment contact your teachers, ask your doubts, and they eventually replied you very on within the time period you wanted. So, at any point, being a satellite student, I didn't feel that I was not connected to any teacher per se.
Actually, that is a part of DAM's vision. My vision is that when we started DAMS was I always thought that teachers in my medical school were high up and students were very low down,
Yes,
and
sir.
they could not talk to each other.
Yes, sir.
So DAMS, we believe that I wanted to create an equalizer. So that is where, if you see, whatever we do, everything that we do is towards equalizing the concept. So even the
Concept.
Facebook is because I want you to feel friend with the teacher. So
Yes,
that is the
sir. To
way we
feel a
use that
part
phrase.
of
The entire family and the entire
and
cohort.
that was very important, so because interacting with teachers and directly learning from them, except for the lecture scenario, is very important as a student because it gives you a boost when you know that someone is there who will be there, who will reply you on time, who will tell you what to do next, except for the classes.
Yeah. So because I feel that when you take a class, it is just a one-way thing, and when you take a feedback with the test and the DAMS club and
Yes, sir.
everything makes it two-way.
Yes, sir.
That
That
makes
makes
very
it.
nice. Okay. Any teacher or any particular thing that influenced you most in DAMS?
Sir, I would obviously like to tell thanks to you because
So so
you
kind of you.
you you made us, matlab, made me at least believe that this was possible. That is what I would thank you for. Except for the teaching is awesome. There is no doubt about it. But the other things, the secondary part of it, the getting through whole of this year, I would like to thank you, Deepti ma'am, Tushar sir, Siddharth sir. All of these people were always in contact, always letting you know that yes, whenever we were down, letting you know that no, we are there for you, it is possible. That was very, very important.
I personally believe that he's a great boy and he's done so well in his life, and I actually believe that he will become a good physician, surgeon, whatever he wants to become in future, and I think he is going to make a difference in a lot of people's life. So I want him to give me to the audience maybe some messages. One about the mindset that you want the youngsters to have for future success in competitive exam, and second on the because I feel that today the market in PG entrance the is so cluttered with so many guidebooks.
Yes, sir.
So do you think that, and I feel that some of the students are ignoring the standard textbooks, ignoring, and their first year they're reading guide. So I want you to tell them about, one is I want you to motivate them through this media, and I want you to tell them about what books you feel that they should focus on to get a rank like you, to reach a central institute like you've done.
So first and foremost important point is that you have to believe in yourself, that you yourself can do it. If you don't do that, then everything becomes difficult. Once you get into that mode that yes, it is possible, you can do it. Secondly, about text, standard text is a must. Matlab, there is no second substitute to that. Anybody thinking that I'll get through read guidebooks throughout my MBBS and get into a good institute, it is not possible, because the number of repeats in exams are going down and the quality of questions are
I think
going
that's a
up.
very key thing to say, that now the repeat questions are not as many as you think they are.
Yeah.
So actually, if you read a full guide for 1.5 months and you get no questions in the exam,
So
it's a setback if you never read
yeah,
a standard book.
standard book.
Yeah.
And it is important to read standard books right from your first year, rather than waiting for your third prof and then going for standard books.
And do you feel that there are people that are listening to you today? They are people who are students, young students, third years, second years, sitting at their homes, and they do not have they are not in a tier one city, a tier two, tier three city. Do you think it is possible for them to reach AIIMS?
Yes, sir. Obviously, I have completed my UG from Solapur, so I can, with full confidence, say that it doesn't matter from where you are. Uh, you can do it from any and everywhere if you want to do it, with support from the teachers, with your hard work, obviously, everything. But it is possible from anywhere. The thought that it is only possible from big cities, yeah, from live classes
Last year
only,
we had
yeah,
a girl from Chandigarh topping.
yeah,
So in AIIMS, so the things are changing, and
yeah,
if you put in effort, it is
it
possible
is
to do that.
possible.
And do you think that starting classes early has a advantage as compared to doing them late?
Yes, sir, no doubt that starting classes early will give you a feel that what actually is going around, rather than coming into your internship final year, yeah, your drop year, and knowing that how big the competition is. Knowing it from the second first will help you to compete with the others. So I would to recommend that first chance is the best chance, and the more early you start, the more ahead you are.
So I think we will conclude it with a final remark from you, and I'll start the pitch by saying that he says that if you believe, everything is possible.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to add to it, something to pump everybody up? I want people to listen to you and say that, okay, even they can do it.
Yes, sir. If
I'm
you
putting him
believe,
under pressure.
if you believe, it is definitely possible. You have to do hard work. There is no substitute to it. But
Because today, I had a few students with me and they were discussing with me and they said, "Sir, my senior could not get through AIIMS, so I will also not be able to get through AIIMS." And what I replied to him was that every time you have to look for positive examples. Like, for example, if somebody starts a business, they do not look at people who have failed, they look at Steve Jobs.
yeah,
Or, for example, in your school, they do not teach you life stories of failures, they teach you life stories of Swami Vivekananda.
yes,
They try to teach you life stories of people who have made big in life.
yes,
So you have to find a place where you can get some inspiration. You have to look at people who have done it well.
right.
He is a classic example of one.
Mm.
So look at him, be inspired, and from the entire Dams family, we wish Borhan a very best of luck. And I'm sure the people listening to his interview today would get inspired. Thank you very much. We wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.